So at the orphanage that's been set up by Lex Luthor, to be super secure against being, destroyed in various ways from Superman fighting bad guys all over the city. So then the children, they're only allowed to have pets that are under a certain, size or whatever. So for no reason, just because I think it's funny, there's an old, rat that was on board, vessels, and he gets orange kryptonite into him, and all it does is turn him into an epic storyteller as he projects all of this out of himself in the orphanage to the other animals there, and it's just the whole tale of the past of, pirate rats and stuff. So then the whole time it's glowing off of out of his eyeballs that are all buggies. He's projecting all of the beautiful scenes as it fades into it being a separate movie. That's a split off from him telling a story at the orphanage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
This is the way everything works. In life, there's systems because when things are more primitive and the times are supposedly less advanced, people get more creative. And creativity is the mother of all invention. Now, let's go with what we know because systems are the way things work. Systems of interconnected human necessity. Rats aboard ships would ruin everything because if there was both insects and things eating at the wood of your ships and rats, you'd have the worst problem ever. So what people would do, especially PieRats, like Eamon was telling me about, and I'm just recounting what he said, is they will have tame rats. You've seen it, they even represent it in everything. They have tame rats, they'll crawl around and they pet. And those rats, they, train them to be rewarded with, say, a pie of some berries or something for going around a ship and getting rid of all the insects. Because rats, just like any other animal, aren't going to do things calorically, burn extra calories, and then what? They not eat the food, No, they like the insects to replenish at a certain rate so that they can eat them. So you have to reward them in some way for that, and that's how that's done. So when rats, you have to have a fleet of rats basically trained up to go with your fleet of pirate ships, like he was saying.
That's why everybody was confused, because they said these boats, they're made from trees in the rainforest that are still alive. You slap them right on the ocean and they're still alive, the whole decks and everything. There's moss and stuff. So of course you'd have to manage all of that with rats.
Yeah, it's an ecosystem.
Yeah.
And it's the equivalency of explanation of how a fantasy world like Lord of the Rings isn't really so fantasy.
Exactly.
Furthermore, and this is the final thing I was going to say, how about a movie, an animated feature film called Rats of the Sea or something, and they're aboard famous captains' ships and it's seen from their perspective as they, plot their adventures and do their stuff. But it's realistically animated.
Well, you might as well go straight to just having it be Black Sam on his ship where he trains all the rats, with, all of the different herbal rat mind expansion substances,
Yeah, they're all wearing do-rags.
Yeah.
Like pirates do.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
It's Secret of Nim,
This will expand your fucking mind. Fucking put you in new dimensions. Check out this cactus from foreign land.
Exactly. So the point is, these rats, they're the crew, the sub-crew on these types of ships, because what these ships do is they go around and disperse, supposedly illegal concentrates of different substances and stuff. Of course, that was the point somewhat. But what they really do is they disperse them safely because they don't want to have a bad reputation. They're like gypsies of the sea, sort of. Because they've got their demonstrations, where they're doing live action sword fighting on their decks. Then their sails are rigged for projection of movie reels at high quality from all the dyes and stuff that they smuggle. So then it's their audience is getting blasted with supposed cannonballs exploding with dye flying at the audience. So they're getting their addiction in the bay where the pirate ship is set up. Because everybody lives along the ocean anyways, even in the past. in their, supposedly fancy hewn cities, which again isn't Lord of the Rings. That's just how people used to live. You can still see people still live like that on this planet. All over the Mediterranean, they have it that way. It's just life.
Yeah, Greeks lived that way with the buildings and orchards out the back with olive trees.
Yeah, and they carve often, a manor often in Greece will be carved right out of the stone, overlooking a valley.
Yeah,
because then they
efficient way.
Then they have nice enough weather to put in there, different vineyards of different types. There's all different kinds of vines with different fruits, actually.
Yeah, and so they rats explore the exotic, world.
Yeah,
and go to the old vineyards on the Greek coast, and see the pink beach, the peach beach in France, and go to
yeah.
They go to the island of Malta and eat a fish taco with lime juice.
Yeah,
and the team squeeze onto it, because they're rats, so it's kind of hard for them to do it with themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they go up to Douglas Gresham's house and they watch him whine and complain about how he refuses to make the new Chronicles of Narnia film with me in it.
Yes, then you get the actual guy he's complaining at, the oldest Pevensey guy or whatever, and you just have him, because he'd love to do this, come in and voice act what he remembers happening as he argues with him, and just recreate it in this cartoon as the rats watch. Yeah. For no reason illogically.
Yes, even though it's a different time and
even though it's a different time and space. They're just... No, they just... I don't know. They just get a magic seer stone. And when they look through it, they see the future. They see the end of time.
Yes, it's in the study, in the same place.
Yeah.
Ancient buildings there.
That's what I'm saying. Those buildings are thousands, tens of thousands of years old.
Look through the stone in the same room.
Exactly.
This is a good movie. They go to the Caribbean and they see all the exotic female rats there with the exotic, rat.
Yeah, exactly. And they're always picking up, another crew member, as part of their exotic rat duo, and they eventually have to, be part of a whole war between the pirate fleet versus a bunch of kingdoms that are saying that they're stealing too much of their money and ladies, and even dudes, because so then because there's pirate women too, so then then there's a big war, with Pirate Island, and all the rats have to go onto the ships across when the ropes are swinging across. They gotta hang on, and then they gotta fight all of the horrible bugs and rats and stuff on board the other ships.
Yeah, exactly.
And they gotta do different things prevent the sparks of people fighting up atop on the deck from exploding the powder kegs below and different things.
Yeah.
So they can capture the ships and not explode everyone.
Yeah, sprinting around between everybody's legs and sort of bronzed legs.
Yeah.
With light spilling in from different portholes as cannons fire and smoke, black powder swirls around them as they cough and run, as the other mice squeak and scream in the background.
There's the mice.
They gotta spit on their hands and try to put out the...
There's the mice on pirate ships that are tamed, and if they go too crazy, and start getting greedy and stuffing too much high quality food into their cheeks, then they'll be kicked off, on the shore.
Yes, we need to.
They'll be forced to walk the plank at shore,
Yes, they get booted back onto land. They're you can't do this to me.
Yeah.
They gotta have Emma Watson as a she was in the Tale of Despero.
Yeah.
Now she is the Tale of Despero. She's a mouse on board the ship, that is not even a rat. And everybody says she's not worth anything, but then small.
But then she sings beautifully,
Yes, she sings beautifully, and she's so small she can squirrel into locks and undo.
Yeah, so then what happens is she sings when there's this sequence. Here's the point. She's singing because there's supposed to be a sequence in their pirate movie, the people that are pirate humans. and they're like making an awesome epic. So there's supposed to be a sequence where like a mouse like squeaks epically and then like chews through a knot to like release someone for true love or something. So then um the mouse, oh man, it's too funny. So then she, from the point of view of the rats watching the side of the audience of humans, it's like she's singing beautifully and operatically. Then the humans just hear her squeaking all high pitched in like different ways, and then her gnawing through a rope, and then it's like her big moment on the stage. She's forever famous, you know, at the end of the war, as everybody says she's the hot chica, you know.
Yes.
And that's the climax of the movie, you know.
Dude, all I gotta say is, the joke here would be that there's instead of Jack Sparrow, you know, get Jack Sparrow back in action. Yeah, yeah.
Well, this is animated, right? Yeah, we can.
Chuck, yes, he's Jack Sparrow though. He's a
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow that hangs out on the ship.
Yes.
Who's incredibly drunk.
Yeah, exactly. He's always trying to get at the liquor and different stuff and different concentrated dyes and stuff.
Yes.
He gets like, you know, trying to snuff, you know, everything up his
He's trying to
nose.
snuff concentrated Jasper. There's like different labels
Yeah.
and bottles, and they're like, the mouse let him into the cabin, you know, because he says he'll tell him, you know, a good story if he does. Then he's snorting all the concentrated Jasper and Carmine Cactus Red and all this different stuff out of different bottles.
Yeah.
Banana Yellow.
I mean, I don't know. At this point, I just throw in like an annoying monkey that's named Huge Jacked Man. And it's like, you know, got like sick abs, you know? And it's like, what do you eat? And it's just like avocados.
Avocados, yes.
Yeah, always.
Always, baby.
He eats like different colors of avocados from different places. He just eats avocados. And they're all like, yeah. But then like a sexier lemur shows up that's voice acted by Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes.
And he's got like sicker abs that are like wider set, you know? And he's got like better moves, you know, on the rigging. And everyone's like, damn, we might have to put this, you know, lemur as the main star in the movies, you know, instead of the monkey, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because the lemur, he takes the corn chips, you know, that the mice grind up, you know, the little Mexican mice, you know, in the bottom of the ships and under the floorboards where they have their cantina. And, like, he, like, mixes it with, like, their tomato salsa, you know, with the guacamole. With, like, the fresh cocoa leaf powder, you know what I'm saying? This is like an adult movie. There's like serious violence. There's like rats like getting exploded and like flying and smashing into stuff on fire. Like this is not a kids movie. That's why kids are gonna love it so much.
And they also say fuck.
Yeah.
And they also fuck.
Then to make fun of the Secret of Nim, those guys, they come in like, you know, as like the German pirates on their ship. Those losers from that series, and like they just like have their supposedly advanced like rail guns that like shoot like lasers like from like heated like gemstone bits, and they're like shooting out that are all like tiny, all like supercharged, because like there's like these mice coming in these little pill boats that are miniature on the waves, you know, up and down with like these little micro like blast engines like from little CO2 canisters, and they're gonna like come in and plant explosives, you know, around on the bottom of the pirate boats and blow them up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And of course, you know, they stopped by South America to you know, pick up Daniel Radcliffe, the lemur, you know, and meet the South American pirates and experience the different pirate cultures.
Exactly, yes. It's very exotic.
Yes.
Yeah, and they get, you know, parrots, you know, and stuff. And
of course, they got to play Nintendo.
Yeah, they're playing, you know, they got to have, the mice got to work together to play the 3DS or whatever. I don't know why they're playing that.
You get they gotta south of
No,
Japan.
the 3DS
And
is
they
just given to them by Black Sam.
Yeah, exactly. And they come from the south of Japan.
Yeah.
And then they meet, because they're on junks, they meet Junko Yagami, which
Yeah.
is a rat.
Yeah, and
that
she's
sings
like,
pop music.
yeah, and there's a whole performance, where the rats are like hanging out in the bar, like after hours when everyone's drunk and stumbled off, and then it's all like relit up with like candles and like hanging from the rat furs. And like they're like hanging from like all the ropes and squeaking, and she's like performing and strutting around, on the bar as they're all like getting hammered, all the rats, That's quality. And like you need to like, pull back out that fucking music that she wrote for what I'm describing here, cuz that CD track I used to listen to it in 2016. And it was the only thing that made me feel like, the future was coming on, and like that, I need that CD back. It somehow vanished into the ethers. So I'm gonna sponsor. I need her to come back for this and be fabulous.
There needs to be a rat that's from Ratmandu. That's just a joke. He just says, I'm from Ratmandu.
Yeah. See, I like movies where it's just spectacles because I've seen the world in different eras, so you can just make it up as we go, just keep slapping different aspects. And animals are really convenient, they're a good storytelling medium.
I like animals.
Mm-hmm. Plus, we gotta dispel the myth that somehow magic or something isn't just the presentation of, day-to-day life and how it looks. Modern technology to people who lived in a different type of world where everything's magical, like I've made up different stories and written them down vaguely that I'll work on later as movies. If everything's a magic mirror and somebody comes in with like even like a Honeywell screen like we have with like infinite depth, then they'll just like reach to grab something, like they can go through it because it looks like a portal, because it's like this honey technology when it's functioning correctly with like a proper video game console connection, then it like goes 3D infinitely with the honey crystal refractions.
Yeah, we need one of those low throw projectors for the Nintendo Project. And that can be previewed in the Rat movie. They're watching it on a projector.
Yeah.
There's a plug in the wall. Don't ask. Don't ask.
No, seriously, I will ask. There's fireflies that they like feed little bits of like concentrated gem like light that's like been passed through like energized batteries, and they like feed it to them.
They pass it through the acid that's extracted from oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes the pirates drink it because they don't want to get scurvy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the orange acid concentrate, like our 60s bottle. Like there can be like the 60s rat that like smokes weed who shows it off wherever it went.
I think it's in the bathroom.
Yeah. There it is. Ugh. Gotta clean my bong with it. Orange miracle cleaner, right? It's awesome. Bang, 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 kitchen gun. Here it is. So yeah, I think this is a pretty fabulous movie. We got some awesome stuff. See, we don't just have, I guess, Hermione Granger singing. We also got Junko Yogami,
Yeah.
And we can have, the macaws and cockatoos and the parakeets and the parrots and the toucans and the quetzalcoatls, etc., etc. They can have a big choir in South America when they go there, and they're all singing traditional South American tunes rather than Middle American, because all I get is sifted up here is Middle American. So I want to hear what's down there on the West Coast, away from the Spanish influence. I want to know the culture. I want to smell it.
I want to taste it.
That's why I'm saying like 5DX this movie. You know what I'm saying?
I want to taste those burritos.
And everybody's insane, and I just feel like they want to like draw it and then animate it into existence. That balance, That's what the feeling I'm getting on this.
Okay, whatever works. I mean,
It's beautiful that way.
I just wanted it to be more realistic so that people are like, damn.
No, it's like hyper realistic. That's what I'm saying. It's like creepy. But it's like a famous painter came in. Like I'm saying, like, let's employ this motherfucking technology. Like, they come in, they make the 3D character models with a great artists and everything. Everything's designed out with paintings.
Yeah.
And then it's gone, scanned into the 3D realm. Caboose, get on board this, you goddamn lazy Egyptian motherfucker.
You get Crowley Crow to do all the to do the storyboards.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. If nobody knows how to reach Caboose because he's like in secret Bedouin fuckland, then like he needs to like make his presence known in time and space. Like he's coming up on his second coming.
It's time.
Gonna come again.
From the chrysalis. It's
Yeah.
time to activate the killer robots.
Yeah, because all he yeah. Yeah. He's just been sitting around eating too many desserts, made by his third cousins, getting too fat because his real passion is waiting around for when I employ this type of stuff. He wants to, do 3D architecture for movies, like real painting with the lines like he does so they can be scanned by a computer correctly into the real 3D environment while still having the renders of the real art,
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta get what's his name? I forget his actual name. Crowley Crow.
Stone.
Stonebone Mahone.
What is his other name?
He preferred Bones Malone than Mahone or something.
No, it's like he wanted his identity secret because he's like he wants to come onto the market from the point of view. This is what he was saying the whole time. Like, as the big penis boy, in my Lord of the Rings project, you just step. Everybody's doing this. Everyone is like, no, I'm going to re-emerge from my chrysalis, more beautiful and toned, with big, rugged ball sack.
What?
That's how they're acting.
Well, let me tell you.
So if they want to do gay stuff along with their women and stuff in the scenes, I don't care.
It's just, let me tell you something. When you're born out here in the West, you always add on. You say yes and. So you don't say you're going to cheat on your partner. Listen, feller. You say, babe, I'm horny for the dick. So why don't we make some sort of arrangement?
I mean, in the West, usually people would go a while. Here's how they even get year to year. They just have the, animals that are like the prime ones, that are like the special ones. Some have a special barn for them, because they're the ones that they fuck. So then, like, that keeps them, a man can go quite a while on, like, bull penis, But then he wants a regular, mushroom dick in his life,
What is this, Brokeback Mountain 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm making fun of it, but I think people are taking it seriously.
I mean, I don't care. It's just funny to me, that's all.
Yeah, so seriously, we're kind of jumping subjects, but I think we should probably stop here then. But yeah, seriously, I can't wait for Brokeback Mountain 2. and
Clitoris Canyon.
Yeah, horse penis, peak.
The final thing I forgot to add is we add in Antonio Banderas. Because he's just going to be in everything till people go literally insane. If you keep taking these movie plots, fuck you, pay me. Anyways, so Antonio Banderas, he's a jumping mouse. They have really boingy feet. And he's wrapped in boots, even though he's a mouse.
So he's not Puss in Boots?
No, he's okay, fine. He's mouse in boots. It's the joke. He's the opposite. He's now the opposite. He's mouse in boots instead of puss in boots.
Yeah, and like he's trying to seduce Hermione Granger.
Yes.
Dude, the new 2022 stock of dates, like the sun has really been peaking its different outputs of different metals. And so the dates are so sweet and tasty now. these date roles, that I made up that entire rat movie after I thought my brain was already blown out from working just by eating these. Like, I just kept popping them in my mouth, and before I knew it, I made up an awesome new series. Or not a series, it's a one-off. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, I got an idea here, though.
Yeah.
One more idea.
Oh, okay.
One more thing, Jackie. No. So there's this guy, and he's called Ratos. He's the captain of the other evil ship, you know, the rat aboard.
Yeah.
And so they all chant, Ratos, Ratos, Ratos.
He's got all the cockroaches chanting it and everything.
Yes, yes. And then he's all like, you know, we will kill them. We will drive them into the sea. We will destroy them. They will be nothing before us.
You gotta have like these evil crabs that are all black with like sinister like blue eye stalks, and they got like smaller like, you know, crustaceans like on them with like, you know, like little like crank action like rubber band little spear dart guns that are like poison tipped, you know.
Yeah.
And they like come in as tanks, you know, with like pop up, you know, out of their like hidden crustacean armor, those little guys, and they like shoot those, you know. So then they gotta like use dye bombs and like come in and put them, you know, underneath the crabs and like micro explode them, you know.
Yeah, so they explode in different colors.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess you could have Sean Bean play that role. I think he can probably do that accent I was doing.
Yeah.
Of Ratos.
That'd be pretty good.
Sean Bean as Ratos. Classic award-winning voice actress Emma Watson as this mouse. Antonio Banderas as this other mouse in a movie about rats. Emotions. Dedicated to the life of sailors on the ocean seas. An American classic. Experience it now. Passionate romance. Infinite